you guys help me welcome as I bring them up here, my brothers, Coach Ross and Coach Taylor. Can you guys hear me okay?
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Coach Ross, what's up, my man? Coach Taylor, how you doing?
Hey, man.
Doing
How
all
you
right.
doing, bro?
That's all right. That's all right. So, really excited to have you guys on, guys, and wanted to talk about what you guys are doing right now with Splash City West, which is, if I'm not mistaken, it's a youth AAU basketball team. Is that right, Coach Ross?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Now, before I get into what you guys are doing, let me go back a little bit to how I know Coach Ross. Now, I call him Coach Ross out of respect for what he's doing and what he's doing in the community, but I know him as Charlie Ross. We go back when we were youngsters. Coach Ross has me by, I think, a couple years when I was, when I first got, I went from Brooklyn to Florida, Florida to California. I came down somewhere around my freshman summer to visit my mom or whatever, sophomore year, somewhere in there. And Coach Ross was already a superstar at Edison, which is a high school out there. He currently holds the record. I think he's a top five all time scorer for Edison. For those of us who were in that district and understand Edison, he was a very feared man back in high school because that boy would shoot the lights out of the ball. And then we went on to he went to City College, which is where I went, but I redshirted that year. And during that year, we had one of probably the most prolific scoring duos in all of basketball. That was JUCO, right? That was our JUCO, which was a junior college, and
Yes.
that was Coach Ross, Steve Rankin, Big E, and these guys are just amazing. It was fun to watch. I was actually I was a redshirt that year, coming out, doing some development and things like that. But we were all roommates, which was amazing. Got to hang out with Ross during that time. And then as time went on, and I went to go play my first year of college, which was about a year after that. About a year or two after that, I went to go play college basketball. We almost, for that division, we almost won the national title. And then I went on to go play in Puerto Rico. And then I look up, and next thing you know, I heard Coach Ross goes there. He's once again the leading scorer, the man that's making it all happen at West Coast. So, Coach Ross, real quick before we get into anything else with coaching,
Yes, sir.
just talk about what made you such a deadly scorer, man. What got you into basketball, and how'd you end up being such a prolific scorer, man? Talk about that.
It was just my mentality, man. I grew up in the stands coming from West Fresno. Just grew up watching older kids play, and I just had the passion for the game. I used to stay after practice shooting like 500 to 1,000 shots a day, and I was just hungry. I love the game, and I just love playing it. And I put the work in.
That's right.
Put
That's
the
right.
work in. That's what it's about, putting the work in.
That's what it is, and it's obvious because not only did you implement those things into your own game, but now it seems like you're implementing those things into young people's game. And so here we go, many years later, and let's talk about how'd you get into coaching and how did you end up with this team, Splash City West, which also I know had at one point an affiliation with the Golden State Warriors for a while. Obviously, now you guys are kind of on your own doing things, but just talk about how'd you get into coaching, and is that the same passion that you have for the game? Kind of explain that to us.
Yeah, it was my mentor. His name is Von Webb. He
Okay.
got me into coaching. After I had a medical red shirt in college, my career was over.
Right.
And I had so much talent that I wanted to see another individual. I wanted to see what they can do. So I talked to Von, and he brought me on at Splash City, what they was affiliated with the Warriors. And I was able to meet a lot of good guys, and I took on the challenge. And after that went down, we went to independent contract. We've been going since 2018.
Wow.
We had an overall record of 63 and 10.
Wow.
Just super excited, man. Just taking kids out of the community. Some kids ain't even been out of the community, man. Just giving them skills, using the basketball as a tool to have a way out of the neighborhood that we was in. It was very tough. A lot of dark times growing up without a father. It was tough. So I put my brains together. I got with a couple of coaches that I know, Coach Taylor and Coach Thomas. He's not on right now, but I just want to give a shout out to him. We've been together over the last 5 years. Just having an outlet. Just trying to get some of these kids out the street. Because I done saw, kids where they end up, some go to jail, some, make it out. And we just trying to give them some type of service. So we use this basketball as a tool.
That's right.
So I've been doing it like 5 years now, and we run on donations.
Right.
I talk to a lot of people like guys like yourself, friends that I know that's into the basketball game.
Right.
They come out and support us, and we able to take these kids on these trips.
Right.
And maybe Coach Taylor can reiterate on a few things if you want to come in and say something.
Yeah, Coach Taylor. So, Coach Taylor, I'm going to ask you the same question. What got you into coaching, and just why are you passionate about working with Coach Ross and what you guys are doing with the youth?
I got into coaching. I actually was coaching my son and my daughter, and that's really what got me into coaching. I just wanted to make sure they had the best opportunity.
That's right.
What made me really fall in line with Coach Ross and his plan is his ability to make sure that each and every individual that he works with gets an opportunity to go and experience and be their very best at the same time.
That's right.
I love him for always being there, the work that he does. I didn't know how hard head coaching was until I started hanging out with Coach Ross.
That's right.
I've always been a XO type of person, but he's taken me into the logistics of it on a level that I haven't even thought about. And to see that is beautiful. So again, as far as me just wanting to be around Coach Ross, I am learning so much about the game of coaching that I didn't even think about.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, good stuff, Coach. And I tell you, Coach Ross just says something in regards to what these kids go through, and I think that's why I wanted to have you guys on the show so that people understand. Like I talked about before you guys came on, is we're doing a lot of donations, a lot of things, a lot of giving through our platform, Crypto for Life. Right now, we're helping out people in Nigeria, and I told the Crypto for Life family, hey, I want to do more. I want to go out there and kind of spread the giving to various programs and situations and kids and things like that. And Coach Ross, you talked about some of the things that these kids are going through, and I know the area all too well, where you're currently coaching not only with the program but for high school in that area. I live right there on Gary Street, right by High Hill Park. I understand the struggle. I understand what we saw and what we went through in that. And so my heart went out to you. We reconnected again for those here in Crypto for Life. We reconnected. I think it was sometime last year. You guys were in a tournament in Vegas. And I saw it on Facebook. I said, Ross is out of my area. I was looking at all the works that you were doing. And I reached out to you. I was able to attend the game. You shared some things with me with what the kids were doing, and what the program stood for. Also shared with me some of the struggles of trying to keep this program going. And the only way that this program survives is with people who help and donate and give and things like that. So I was very inspired. And so on behalf of Crypto for Life and what I've done and accomplished in my journey in crypto, we were able to donate. I believe it was like maybe around $12 or $13, something like that, to the program. And in addition to that, so people understand here in the channel what we've done so far on Crypto for Life's behalf, we were also able to go out, take the kids out to lunch. We were able to, you had about how many players that day? Was it about 10 or 12 players?
About 10 to 12 players.
10 or 12 players. And so in addition to the $12.50 that we donated, $12.50 or so that we donated to you and for the next tournament, we were able to bless each of those kids with $100, right? So that was an additional $1,200 that day. And just because of how much love that I have for what you're doing, it literally, hearing the story, had my eyes watered up. I was feeling, very inspired, and I was able to go out and take the coaching staffs, including Coach Taylor, out, and we had like a nice $1,000 steak dinner on Crypto for Life. And so I say all those things not to brag, but just to get you guys to understand that I'm inspired. You mean a lot to me, Ross, as a friend. You mean a lot to
Yes.
me as a fellow player, as a brother,
Yeah.
someone that I live with, somebody I went to school with, someone I've
Yeah.
admired, and you're in the trenches, and so I say those things because this is what it's all about. It's about giving. It's about people who are watching us today. One of the things that we do a lot of things as far as raising money, and part of what we do and we're taking is for charity and for those in need. And I
Yeah.
want you to talk about why that's so important, Coach Ross. Why is that so important as you share some of these stories about these kids? And today, I'm not going to lie, you said something that kind of hurt my heart. I got off the phone with you this morning. I found
Yeah.
myself a bit emotional about it because you were talking about a young man who had failed one of his classes because he couldn't even afford the PE clothes to put on, so they failed him. And that goes over into him having the ability to play basketball and everything else. So his whole life is being altered because he can't afford to put on gym clothes and things. So can you just talk about some of the hardship these kids are having and why it's so important for people like us to be aware of that and give back to help these kids?
Absolute. Absolute. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I deal with a lot of disadvantaged kids. AAU usually run about 3,000 per session per kid. So our goal is to go out and fundraise and get money for these kids to be able to get out of the neighborhood. We do have a couple of kids that come from bad backgrounds, which other guys was like, hey man, these guys are not good character kids. They didn't want them. So me and my coaching staff, we took them on and try to show them a better life.
That's right.
The one kid that is struggling with the clothes and stuff like that, he also will be playing with Splash City this year coming up. I'm going to take him under my wing because, as you say, that hurts my heart too as well, to know that this young man was going through that. The struggle is really real to see a guy like that was hiding actually from the PE class just because he couldn't dress out because he didn't have the proper gear.
Wow.
And yeah, man. So that's why we push and we talk to people like you. I just want to give a big shout out to Nathan Brown, Joy Wells, my Aunt Karen, Kerwin Jackson,
My man,
Bodie. Yeah, Bodie, and names that I haven't, Eric Rose, people that took my vision and backed me up and helped me support these kids. Now, this opportunity, if people want to help these kids, we looking forward to traveling this year. We're trying to go to Portland, trying to go to Dallas, we're trying to go to Vegas. A lot of these kids don't get out of 100 to a 200-yard radius. They never even get out of the neighborhood. And one guy named Kuman Chandler, he really touched my heart when he told me that, Coach, you do more for me than my parents.
Wow.
I said, young man, that's what's called a blessing.
That's right.
People bless me, I bless you.
That's right.
The kid cried and we cried together.
No, that's right.
And it was very touching heart, man.
Yeah.
And so that's why we got Coach Taylor. He's an educator at Edison High School. He also can do some tutoring with the kids. And the struggle is real hard, man. And we're going to keep grinding and we're going to make this successful. We had 9 kids that went on to college. That's from the Division I level to the junior college level. We're doing all we can to get these kids out. Another kid dealing with psychological issues. Well, we need more tutors out there. If anybody that can help us can donate money to help these kids out. We need services. We just using basketball as a tool. So we are reaching out. If you look over my page, you can go to Splash City West. You're more than welcome. But Coach Taylor, you got anything to say about that?
Yeah.
Coach, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here, Coach. We are again with the program. The program is definitely geared to making sure that these young men understand that there's a different way of actually living. A lot of us, again, myself included, being 93706 raised, we grew up in an environment where some of us are locked into just one way of living. We at Splash City are dedicated to showing them that there is definitely a different way
That's right.
that you can actually go and live.
That's
It's not just one way to live. You have options, you have choices.
right.
And if you put your mind to it, and if you can lock in and focus and get straight on the narrow path, you can actually accomplish and achieve whatever it is in life that you want to achieve. And again, that is why I love Coach Ross
Right.
so much, because it is all about making sure some of these kids have never been outside of Fresno.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when they see Vegas and
Yeah.
they see the lights,
yeah.
it means something to them. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's real.
Right.
I can achieve this. So I love Coach Ross for what he does, the things that he inspires these young men to do. My son included. He had opportunities himself to go beyond because of what Coach Ross was doing, as far as giving him the opportunity to put his name in a pool of people that we definitely wouldn't have done at our local high school.
Well, I'll tell you what.
So,
Yeah, I'm really excited about that, and it's one of the things that really hit home with me when I met up with you guys in Vegas and got with the kids, and you could just see their eyes light up, and you could see that they had got outside of that comfort zone, right? Which is, sometimes people think, they can, well, how come they don't do this and that? But a lot of these kids don't have the option. A lot of these kids, like you talked about, the young man right now that didn't have. I mean, can you imagine? And that's what my heart hurts, guys. Can you imagine hiding from your PE teacher because you're too embarrassed to say you don't got clothes to dress out or whatever? And so I think for me, after I talked to Coach Ross this morning, we reconnected. I actually contacted Coach Ross because I felt inspired to go back and start helping the program out. And I told him that we're going to start trying to put together a fund from Crypto for Life, and what we're doing, like what we've done with Dr. Dan Boy out of Nigeria, start putting some money together and start building up a pot that will help Coach Ross, and then obviously be able to present that to Coach Ross as I am able to collect off these various things that we have going. But also, in addition to that, I told Coach Ross this morning, after being inspired by that young man, that we're going to go down. You're saying how the young man doesn't really have clothes to go to school. He's suffering. He's in a horrific situation. So I immediately got off the phone with Coach Ross, and I called my wife up, and I said, who wasn't at home at the time, and I said, hey, honey, we're going to Fresno on the 20th and 21st is the days that she said it would work out for us. And so we're going to go down and connect with Coach Ross, that young man, take him shopping, and try to put a little joy in his life before Christmas. So I shared that with Coach Ross as well. So with that being said, Coach Ross, just maybe go into a little bit more detail as far as what you guys have planned, what's upcoming, and we're going to do our very best here at Crypto for Life to try to help you guys with whatever we can help out to try to make these dreams come true. Before we go into that, actually, I've got some things pulled up with some of your players here. I remember these guys here when I first came down. Matter of fact, I think I have let me try to open up the link here. I think I have some pictures of when I went down and met with you guys. Matter of fact, these are some pictures here, guys, of the basketball team. You guys, Ross, you guys can't, Coach Ross, you can't see it, but you can see the team that we met out in Vegas. I see a couple of the young men. Looks like they're, these are, I remember also, you had quite a few guys there. We would have blessed each one of these guys with some money to go out and do whatever, buy shoes, what have you. This is Coach Ross. Coach Taylor's probably somewhere back here with me. That's me in the back here with some of our guys from further. That's Coach Taylor out there in the back. So you got your coaching staff, you got your kids. Move over one time here. That's me and the coaching staff with Coach Ross. And again, you guys see me representing the Bitcoin there. If we go down to let's see here, this is one of the young men that was playing with you guys. And it also shows that he is. I remember him getting like a deal with looks like a quarterback. Is that right? Talk about what some of these guys end up doing because of your program. How it keeps these kids focused when their sports is not going on, and how some of these guys have gone on to become extraordinary athletes, both in basketball and football and other sports. Coach.
Oh, absolute. What we got going on upcoming forward is. The 23 schedule. We're trying to make it to Oakland. That's in March. That's when our schedule starts, March, April, May. Then we off in June. Then we come back in July.
Okay.
Like I said, we're trying to go to Oakland. We got Sacramento. We got Phoenix. We got Oregon and Las Vegas on the schedule.
Okay.
Now, we're going to try to raise this money to get to there. I don't even know if we're going to have enough money to get there. I just pray and I ask God, and He's going to make a way. Some of these guys are football players, like you was showing the pictures. One of the guy name is Lawrence Steele. His dad is a really good friend of mine, and he went on to go play at the University of Virginia.
Wow.
We have another kid named is Veltre Jefferson. He's at Fresno State University.
Oh, wow. Nice. Amazing.
Yeah, we have another kid that went on from our program. He's at Colorado University. His name is DeAndre Greenlee.
Wow.
And we have several other kids like Jeremiah Hanna, Omar, some other guys that's in the JC ranks. We got Obi Curtis down at Reedley College. In Visalia. We started this program off playing in local tournaments. You know, I'm grinding, saving half of my check. My wife asks me what I'm doing.
Right.
So, you know, taking a lot of time and everything away from the family, but the grind is real.
That's right.
And I love it. And I love putting out for these kids, is trying to give them a better opportunity in life.
That's right. Well, one of the things I want to touch on, Coach Ross, and I want everybody here that's looking, I appreciate, let me just send some shouts out to the family with the Fire Master here. I appreciate you being here. My friend Josh LaRoche, how you doing? Jeanette, my love, how you doing, sweetheart? Doree, Laurel, all the people that are sitting here watching today. Jeanette, thank you so much for the super chat, honey. Timeless Travel, and all you guys. Here's the message, guys. We have, and I want you guys to understand, this is just not talk. Okay, this is just not talk. And I want to reiterate on one thing as I end it with the last few statements from you and Coach Taylor. We have a mutual friend, Ross, and I won't mention a name, who was very, very amazing basketball player. Matter of fact, me and him and my brother actually wound up winning the Hoop It Up one year, and then we went and almost won doing the Golden State Warriors deal, and that was our friend. I won't say his last name, but remember our boy Tyrone. And he was an amazing player, was getting ready to go to BYU. And because he didn't have anything extra to do at this time, if you remember that, we had a very unfortunate situation where, he was not in a good situation, shot in the head, and it ended his basketball career. Even though he's walking around today, it ended his career. And I say that to say that that's an exact reason why these kids need your program. That's exactly why. When they don't have things to do, when they're sitting out, I don't have anything, let me go walk around in the streets with my friends, and just a very unfortunate situation that took place that ruined the lives of one of the greatest basketball players out of Fresno, in my opinion. And to see that brother, as I see him today, and it just breaks my heart that he had to go through that. But that's exactly why your program is so needed. Is that correct, Coach Ross and Coach Taylor?
Yes, absolute, man. That's what it's about. It's called Support a Kid, Save a Life.
That's right.
I'll say that again. Support a kid, save a life.
That's right.
Sometime I ride down the streets and people just see me and they say, "Hey, Coach, you're doing an amazing job with those kids."
That's right.
I love that. I just turn my head and just smile and look to the sky because I know it's working.
That's right. And
right now I'm coaching at Edison High School. God bless me with a junior varsity coaching job.
Awesome.
So
congratulations.
So thank you. Edison is in West Fresno. It's a tough neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So what I did with the program, I at least take 5 to 6 kids from Edison to try to show them a way out.
That's right.
And that's what we're doing now. We're in the basketball tournament as we speak right now. Yeah. As soon as I walked in the door, the kids just come to me.
Right.
It's like a magnet. They just come to me because they remember all the beautiful things that I done did for them, taking them out of the hood.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get them out of the hood to save them.
That's right.
Because the AAU, like I said, costs so much money, but we trying to provide a service.
That's right.
Where these kids won't have to pay nothing.
That's right.
And they can be able to use this basketball as a tool. It's just a tool.
That's right.
Just a tool to get them into school and education. I don't care nothing really about the basketball. I care about more if
Yeah.
they graduate
It's
from
a
college.
it's a vehicle to
Just
help them out of their current situation through the skill sets and
absolutely,
talents that they have.
absolutely,
And I definitely understand that. Yes, sir, Coach.
absolutely,
You know, you
absolutely.
got a lot of people here saying their hearts go out to what you're doing. You're very appreciated, Coach, by so many. Thank you for your service, Coach Taylor.
Thank you.
If you want, really quickly, just a couple few words as we're kind of getting to our time here on you know, what impact you've seen this meant, you know, hearing like what my friend, I'm sure he remembers Tyrone as well, and why this is so important, because even as I say that, my stomach kind of knots up, because you had a very handsome 6'7" amazing guy who was on his way to changing his life, and because of a bad situation, a bullet stopped all that. One of our dear friends and dear brothers.
Yeah,
And that's just one of so many stories. I can go on and on and on and on, but I won't. Of friends that we've either lost or been altered by the streets, which is exactly what your message is to keep these
yeah.
kids in a positive setting. So, Coach Taylor, really quickly, and you know, just in a few words, what that means for you as far as you know, what you guys are doing for these young people.
You know, giving back again is something of I believe that everybody should do. Like you said, knowing who you are talking about, knowing the situation. Yes, I don't want that to happen no
That's
more.
right. That's right.
At all. We if we can save one, if we can save two, if we can save three, then God's plan has been done. And if you're out there and you're able to support uh, our program, please do, because again, it is really not about Coach Ross or myself.
That's right.
It's really about making sure that these young people actually have a chance to go out and experience all that life has to
Right.
offer.
Right. And that's
Absolutely.
well said, Coach. You know, I think a lot of times people think, well, I can't help everyone, but that's not the message. The message is doing the little things. It's the little acts that you are able to do, and the little things that matter, right? And
Yes.
one of the reasons I want you guys on here so that people understand that this is just not something I just started. And I've been giving back my whole life. And in our video, it shows me and my wife going back to Africa and other places, helping children, building orphanages. We're sending money out to Nigeria. We've been doing this a long time. It's how I was raised by my mother, Josephine, God rest her soul. And so I brought you guys on here just to get people to understand that this is close to my heart. This is one of the things that I'm really passionate about, that Crypto for Life is going to continue to help out as we did before. And I remember when I had to tell Coach Ross, I said, Coach, the market's changed. You know, the market's down a lot, right? Because you know, when Coach Ross saw me last
Yeah,
time, it was a different scenario. The markets were up. We were, you know, making life changing money on a monthly basis and all these things. And so we were able to do a whole lot. But I said, no matter what, it's even the little things that we can do that can make a difference. And so, with that being said, guys, I implore anyone that's looking at this, that want to make a difference, and just like we did with Nigeria, and the young lady in the hospital, the kids that we saw that Dr. Dan Boy sent us videos of him picking up and feeding and all that. We've got people right here in our own backyard. These kids that really are the future of our tomorrow. And to know that anything that we can do can change these kids' lives. I definitely are going to reach out to my family, to everything that we're doing here with Crypto for Life, and for the many others that might be looking at this on YouTube and might see this on my other social media platforms. As I will share this, and I'm really going to make it my priority to bring awareness. Again, my wife and I will be there in Fresno just because of the phone call this morning, Coach. We weren't gonna, our kids are coming down for the holidays here, but just because of that phone call, we're going to go out our way and get in the car and travel, and come down there and do what we can to put a little cheer and a little some blessings on that in that kid's situation. So I look forward to seeing you when we come down on the 20th and 21st.
absolutely. I appreciate that, man.
So you guys, again, appreciate you guys for being on, taking time out of your day at the last minute. I know I had a friend of ours, Kellen Carter, that actually messaged me and said, hey, I was down here watching Coach Ross's boys today, so I guess you guys must have been playing earlier today. He said he was out there watching.
Kaylin.
Yeah, Kellen. So,
Hey, Kaylin, how
yeah,
you
yeah,
doing?
yeah,
He's
yeah.
one of the assistant coaches with me. He's doing a
Okay,
fantastic job over
okay.
there at Edison.
Awesome.
He was there. Yeah, he's a great young man.
Great, yeah, man. Okay, awesome. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
and we really appreciate that, man. And like again, if anyone can help, please let's help these kids
That's right.
achieve their goals and get out the neighborhood. You know, you just give them an outlet.
That's right.
Just get out.
was as
You know,
as a friend of yours, a brother of yours, and a young man that came from those from those streets when I moved there. And basketball was my vehicle. It was my way out. And
right.
through that, it developed a lot of relationships. It made me believe I could be amazing. It helped me forge opportunities through that sport that went on to have me become a 25-year plus person in business and opportunities galore because of people like you, Coach Ross. So my hat's off to you, sir.
Yeah.
Much
Yes,
love to you
sir.
and Coach Taylor. And I will be seeing you guys on the 20th, and I'll be talking to you way before that. So I appreciate you guys coming on tonight.
Appreciate you
Thank you,
for having
Crypto
us.
for Life. Thank you, James.
You're welcome, my friend. All right, coaches. We'll talk to you guys soon.
All right.
All right. Okay, bye-bye.